guys. Just want to make a quick video, talk to you guys a little bit. Maybe some of the younger guys just have the 2-valve Mustangs. I've been seeing a lot of posts asking, you know, what should they do for some of the first mods for their cars with the 9904 2-valve Mustangs. A lot of them are spending their money on cold air and canned tunes and, you know, buying 75mm throttle bodies and you know, exhausts and stuff like this. And, you know, you should just listen to the old timers and, you know, stick to the things that actually work. There's not much you can do with a 2-valve. You know, it's a 281 cubic inch motor that's just choked off by the crappy heads that is in that car. And there's not a lot of offerings out there. If you want to spend a ton of money, talking like $2 grand to get you a set of TFS heads, and then another couple of grand to put a set of cams in it, you're still only going to be around 330 rear wheel horsepower, which is still less than a heads cam 5.3 is. So it doesn't make any sense to be going this bolt-on, as you guys call it now, route, because when I was coming up, bolt-on was, you know, full bolt-on was heads, cam, you know, intake and all that stuff. Yeah, nowadays you don't have intakes for the 2-valve because you have your world products, your Dormans or your stock, and they're all junk. Every single one of them. There isn't any good ones. So you need to stick to what works. Your underdrive pulleys are junk. Don't even waste your time. Your cold air intakes will absolutely do nothing. They won't even give you 5 horsepower. Won't even give you 2 horsepower probably. It's a waste of money. It just makes it sound a little cooler. If you want to spend a couple $100 on that, even 400 in some cases for a name brand, hey, be my guest, waste your money. It's not going to make you go any faster. You know, your throttle body is going to do absolutely nothing. Okay? You think it is, it's not. You go ask one of these 10-second turbo Hondas that are out there, and they're running like little 60mm throttle bodies, you know, how they're doing it, you know. I'm just telling you. There's only one way to do anything with a 2-valve, and that is forced induction. But if that's outside of your budget, there's a couple of things you can do. If you have an automatic, you can do a thing called a J-mod to the transmission. Okay? Look it up. J-mod, as in Jeff. J-mod. Google it. Okay? That's all the information I'm going to give you on that, but that will wake up your transmission if it's an automatic. Also, if it's an automatic, you need to get you a proper stall converter. If it's a stock car, you want to go with about a 3200 stall. No matter what kind of car you have, automatic or standard, you're going to want to get you a set of gears in the rear, okay? If it's an automatic, you're going to want to go with 373 or 410s. If it's a standard, you're going to want to go with 410s. End of story. Okay, don't let anybody else tell you anything different. That's what you want. That's going to give you the most bang for your buck. It's going to cost you $500 installed, including parts, at any reputable shop. Okay. As far as modding the motor, long tube headers, #1 power gain that you're going to get. Period. Long tube headers, high flow or catless. Okay. Because you're going to have to replace your your H-pipe. When you go long tubes, you have to get a shorter H-pipe. So you're going to have to replace your H-pipe, and you're going to have a choice. You're going to get high flow cats, which is going to cost you, you know, a lot of money to get the high flow cats, or you're going to have to get an off-road H-pipe, which most people are going to do. And that's going to give you an increase there too. I would go off-road if you don't have to pass emissions. If you do, I'm sorry, it sucks. I would move to a better state. But the, you know, right there, long tubes and an off-road H-pipe is going to, I'm telling you, it's going to give you 25 horsepower. Your car's going to breathe so much better. That's really a big cap in the stock 2 valves, is the exhaust. In the front part of the exhaust. Now, your cat backs, you know, you're not going to get a lot of horsepower. Yeah, it's going to sound a lot better if you get you don't have to get an axle back, okay? You don't have to go to a 3-inch exhaust. That's ridiculous, okay? You're not pushing 500 horsepower. You don't need 3-inch exhaust, okay? Your 2 1/4 inch exhaust from the factory, 2 1/2 inch exhaust, whatever, is just fine. You may want to replace your mufflers if it's an old car and it's worn out. That's fine. It's a matter of preference of sound, but don't fool yourself into thinking you're giving yourself horsepower. But if it's time to replace that, or you want a different setup, you want dumps or you want side eggs, whatever, that's fine. You know, go with a straight through muffler. Okay, just. It's to your preference. That's on you, but just don't expect to get horsepower from it. You know, you don't have, your throttle body's not going to give you anything. Your canned tunes, your handheld tuners aren't going to give you but maybe 20 horsepower, okay? They can claim all they want, and they'll try to sell you a cold air kit with it. You know, don't buy into it. You can get you a used tuner for 300 bucks. Okay, and then contact a reputable shop like Lund, Unleashed Tuning, you know, or one of the other, you know, get on to one of the Mustang forums and contact one of the guys who have been on there for a long time and know the real deal tuners. Not a street tune, that's junk. Contact a real deal tuner like Lund Racing, Anderson Motorsports, Power by the hour, RPM, you know, one of them, and have them do a proper tune, and they'll do data logging, and they'll do a proper tune for you. Or better yet, spend $300 or $400 and go down to your local dyno and have them do an active tune, dyno tune for your car. You're not going to have like great gains on a stock naturally aspirated car, but it's going to be more than a canned tune, okay? But in the end, a 2-valve, you're going to be limited, even with cams, even with good heads and a throttle body and all the works, to around 330 horsepower at the wheels. That's it. That's all you can get out of them, okay? Short of going high compression and bored and stroked, that's all you're going to ever get out of a 2-valve. Without forced induction. Now you spend $2,300 or so, get a Vortec V3 base kit, whatever. If you put it on yourself, you can do it in the weekend. You'll have 400, 425 horsepower at the wheels, legitimate horsepower, reliable as hell, and that's, you know, for less than, let's call it $4 grand all in, all parts, everything, on a completely otherwise stock car. If you did nothing else to it, completely stock, you put a Vortec V3. You don't have to do oil lines, it's self-contained oiling. It's basic bolt-on kit. It's super easy. Or you get like a Hellion single turbo kit, and you know, you can pick them up under $3 grand. And yeah, it's a lot of work. It's hard. Trust me, I've done a couple turbo kits now. I got one sitting over there waiting to go on. It's hard. They're difficult. A lot of fab work. But for under $3 grand, you can double or triple the horsepower on your car reliably. easily. Okay, it's the only way to make power on them. Or you can do like I'm doing. You can get a blown up GT500 motor and you can rebuild it and swap it into your 2-valve car. And then you'll have 600 plus horsepower. But you can ask my wallet, that's not an easy way to go, believe me. So trust me, forced induction on your otherwise stock car is the cheapest way to go. Otherwise, stick with the long tubes, off-road H pipe, and gears. You know, other than that, if you're an automatic stall converter and a J-mod. Beyond that, man, you're fucked. Weight reduction and practice. That's it. That's all you can do. Other than that, I suggest paying it off, saving your money, and trade it in on a 11 to 14 GT with a Coyote motor. That's it. Or, I hate to say it, but get something with an LS motor. Those things are sick. It's disgusting. Man, all right, I'm out, guys.